didn't somebody tell me? That's all we needed was a good swivel of the mic check. Just a quick swivel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maybe you were talking about the microphone when you said not good. Of course, Lauren holding the YouTube streets down. Lisa O. What's up? So glad. Of course, I'm going to be on here tonight. Are you crazy? What's good? Red State in the building. Cheers. Cheers to the Gamecocks. This is a fact. Sometimes you just need a little pick-me-up. Touching you. Hold on. I ain't going to go that far yet. I can't go that far just yet. Oh, that's what makes it so frustrating. If you're getting the effort with the lack of the fundamentals, it just gets so angry. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a particular shot. He was trying to make a play. You know, I get those. Yeah. Listen, the referees knew how to keep that game right at the spread. We're a bucket away from being all good. All really needed was some flowers. Listen, I mean, you say around this time with this effort, you don't have you have a healthy Manny, a healthy Big D, a Trent Flowers. Mm. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. But when you start putting your head down and you get a couple buckets, you get a couple and ones or two, you just kind of feel like you got to create something, make something happen. So I understand. I didn't think that was coming out of like greediness or anything like that. I thought he and Tyler were just trying to make plays. That was definitely a beatable Duke team. I talked about it today in the second hour of the day show. That team's going to take that Duke team. I think is going to take some losses. They don't have the same level of fundamentally sound play, but they're definitely going to get. It's still Duke, and they still sit in the top officiating crews to make sure Duke stays in the mix. Had a returning player versus us. Yep, indeed. Waiting for the first. Cal's got a cold collar. Hold on. What's going on with ours? Only thing I'm happy about. I'll take it. Please do take a second to wipe your feet, good people. Take one quick second to hit the like button. Help you out. Just help you out a little bit here. I don't even want to look at the Red State. And anybody who want to join in the fun, you know what time it is. Facebookers. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching on Twitch, come join us on the YouTube channel, Made for the Ville. MADEFORTHEVILLE. We're gonna go over which the staff part of this conversation, the player part of this conversation. I'm probably gonna give a blessing to make a move. We'll talk about that a little later, but you feel free to come join us on the YouTube channel. But Facebook, I got to shut this down in 3, 2, 1, bang. Twitch, I got to shut you down in 3, 2, 1, bang. And X, I got to shut you down in 3, 2, 1, bang. Uncle Jim, I appreciate it. It represents Vegas making sure that I hit the 14-point spread. Mic check. Okay, there we go. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. So, yeah, listen. Those free throws, there was a lot of suspect free throws. Another KCD for the Smurfs works. Midnight Family. This is Coors Light post game show. I'll bring it up if you want to. I'm sure I'm behind. Yeah, pardon me. I'm gonna pass on that. Listen, I heard a couple seconds. That's a pure vent session. Yeah, that's the Ethan Moore post game is kind of like we have different styles of post game. Didn't see Andy Manny, but he was in uniform. That means he is close to coming back. He had the shorts on. Normally he's over there in sweatsuit and a boot. At least he was in his Louisville uniform attire, which means he's close to coming back. Okay, sorry about that. I had the mic. How's the mic sounding now? Are we good to go? Fair enough. Listen, you got some good effort out of some players, man. Like I said, it's easy. It's okay to point out the good things. It doesn't have to be extreme one way or the other. You can say they did some things better. Some things just not going to change. Yeah, right. They were on cloud 9 with Big Z. Ooh, the pain did get some minutes in, didn't it? At least we got a little KCD. That'll get me through a little bit. He gave up multiple times tonight. I wouldn't say gave up. He doesn't give second efforts. He's not good at getting second efforts at all. You know, he tries to make one play at it. If it don't work, the play is running the other way, and he's lagging behind. That would have helped out a lot. I could play that game. But I still have to point out the boxing out fundamentals, the height. We're still standing up straight all the time. Fundamental on out of bounds plays. You never let the ball come inside the lane when you're guarding an out of bounds man. You get all the way inside and force them to push it out towards the 3-point line. We let people run their offenses on the 3-point line. You cannot stop any well-coached college team if you let them have the ball on the 3-point line. You cannot stop anybody because everybody's a threat in high-level Division I. Got to hit more free throws. This is a fact. Calls were tough. You can acknowledge that. A big time moving screen that ended up in a foul on Sky Clark late. Even the commentator was like, I was surprised they didn't call it, moving screen. And it was a pretty bad moving screen. Oh, there's no way that can happen. That's pretty funny. That's that's pretty funny. Mm. You pushing Zan Payne up there? No, I've said it, man. Like I haven't been as harsh on everybody else with the Zan Payne thing because he knows his rotations. Knowing his rotations is what led to him getting that charge. He's gonna be in the right place. Um, he knows how to box out like he's supposed to. He knows how to draw and over the back. Like I said, he can be on the court and give you a couple minutes. Emergency minutes. Yeah, I wouldn't be putting him in starting lineups and stuff like that. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an attractive job no matter what. That's the thing. So it's like that's why I don't freak out about the what happens for the rest of the year is not going to affect how attractive this job is. Repeat, what happens the rest of the year is not going to affect how this job is perceived. To me, the only thing that could really hurt is just to fire him now. Because that's going to be like, damn, he got a year and a half. Like that might push some people away. That might not either though. Like I think it will, but I could be wrong about that. But I just think like you already like you're this far into year two. Again, I think most of the people who want him fired now just don't want him to get hot late or something. They worry about that. Because if not, and you just convinced that he's just terrible and he won't recover. Okay, he's terrible. He won't recover. We'll have to eat a couple more games and he'll be gone. And you won't hear about the coaching search, and then all of a sudden you'll have your coach. Yeah, it's not the reason we lost. And when you don't do certain things fundamentally, you don't get the call. Like when Brandon went to the baseline and the dude kind of fell on the ground and Brandon stepped out of bounds, the referee didn't call that because the referee knew that was a bad move. That was a bad decision. And Brandon, you're up straight in the air trying to dribble. You don't have any balance, no two hands on the ball. It's just a bad decision. That's why you didn't get the call. Oh, yeah. Listen. Don't tell anybody I said that. I'll fix the team in 3 days. Mm. Yeah, I definitely don't feel bad for Brandon. Like, no, no. He came here to play that spot. Yeah, the Duke jersey gets a couple of no calls. This is a fact. They were handing out. Okay. Yeah, like I said, there's no doubt in my mind. Who loves to win. But again, I was around Ethan when Rick was here. I was around Ethan with Coach Mack. I've been around Ethan with winning coaches, losing coaches, and everything in between. And he's the same Ethan with pretty much every coach. Oh, that I remember that happened a couple years ago. That was awesome. Yeah, 3 to 4 minute drop. I think because again, we don't have any motions that get us easy buckets, and bottom line. I mean, Brandon just has bad hands on the pick and roll. So we can't run a lot of pick and rolls, and he's not very athletic. So it's not like you can get alley-oops off the pick and roll. You just can't get easy buckets. We can't get easy buckets. Trey White can get to the middle of the lane, but he can't get, like, we can't get a lot of people past. Tyler and Sky are the only people that, or Mike James. But Mike James kind of finishing through people, but he doesn't really get around people a lot. Tyler and Sky are the only people that can actually get around somebody and finish it. Happy KCD. Oh, Johnson in the building. Definitely happy KCD. Touching you. We can't get the whole thing just yet. Hold on. If Fabian, that's all you. If you happy, like Fabian, will you not be happy until you just say it's only lack of fundamentals and only coaching? Like, can you, like, are you in a point where you would never blame a player for anything? Because you keep on typing that in, trying to sit in the coach's lap for everything. Offensive rebound is non-existent. Trey White got 1. Brandon got about 3. Offensive rebounds. Yeah, Brandon got about 3. Trey White got a big one. Got a couple of tip ins. Couldn't get him to go in. Mom's Kelly in the building. What's going on, Mom's Kelly? Tyler didn't shine tonight. I thought he had a stretch in that second half where we would have got the doors blown off if we didn't have Tyler Johnson. He had a 6-minute stretch where they could not keep him out of the paint, and he got to the free throw line just to keep us within striking distance. He did not get a lot of playing time, though. But if you look at the defense he played, getting over the screens, kind of, you know, giving Duke a little bit of an uncomfortable nature. Like he did what he could do with the minutes. It's a lot of details being overlooked. Zan Payne, that was funny. That was funny. He gets the steal. That 3-pointer should have went in too. Just remember when Zan Payne shot that 3-pointer, that barely rimmed out. That should have went in. He had a nice little form on it too. D'Lo is playing too many minutes. I disagree. I don't think he's playing enough minutes, honestly. D'Lo is a high IQ basketball player. He knows what he's doing out there. I screamed it the whole time. I don't understand. I don't understand why they can't, like, details. Do you know how much time it takes to try to grab a rebound, put it in one hand, move around like that, bring it out, and then pass it to somebody? No, the reason we don't get rebounds is because you got to go after with 2 hands. Sometimes you got to reach out and grab it with 1 hand, but you need to be trying to grab it with 2 hands first. A lot of times when there's a loose ball, we like to just quickly slap at it, try to gain control, instead of stopping and getting lower and grabbing the ball with 2 hands. That's why we seem to have sloppy hands. What, in the transfer market? In the portal? He gives good effort always. Like I said, I'm still disappointed that he's carrying so much extra weight. He did shoot the ball tonight. Yeah, he got on the stat sheet. Yeah. It definitely can be fixed quick. Or we gotta rotate. We gotta rotate more based on our defense. We have to rotate more. You give up 2 buckets. You give up the rotation. You gotta come out the game. That's the only way you're gonna get them to play more desperate. I listen. I know I sound like a broken record. I apologize. Mm-hmm. Depth is our biggest problem. I don't think so. I don't think so. Listen, if you don't rotate right, okay, put it this way. Do y'all see the way shorter teams box out and keep big guys off the glass? You don't have to be tall to box people out and keep them out of the paint. We fundamentally don't get low enough on a lot of the people we're guarding. Now, are we getting better? Yes. Do we have to get a lot lower? Yes. So yes, the fundamentals are improving, but again, the fundamentals improving slow and late is a problem. Yeah, that's a fact. Right, yeah, you had some crowd energy in there. We should have did a better job of keeping the crowd in it. What's good, Billy McNichol in the building? Yeah, Shire was spoon-fed the team. They kept the same practice drills. Coach K is still over there in the building. They kept the same routine, the same. They haven't he hasn't changed the team identity. Like I said, they still have the same rotational patterns. It's just it's not Coach K over there giving out the orders. Yeah. Yeah, and he can't get any separation to pull up his jumper clean. Here's the thing. Trey came here. Listen, at USC, he was like a wing forward, right? He came here to be a two guard, but he can't handle the ball like a two guard, and he can't really D up two guards. Now he's long, and sometimes he can bother two guard, but he's too off balance. He's just not a two guard. He doesn't have the ball handle to get around people, to be a two guard. But again, when you're recruiting, and you're Kenny Payne, you say, okay, I'm going to put you in a position to be what you would naturally be in the league. But it's like, man, like Trey White has a set shot. A two guard can't just be a set shot shooter. Like, you have to be able, when you get the ball, you got to be able to blow around somebody at a triple threat, just shoot it, or you got to have crossovers. You can't just two dribbles and the only move you got is a spin move and try to shoot over the top of somebody. Because if that's the case, you're a forward. You're the same as Caleb Glenn. If you have to, back people down and you're a set shot shooter. Caleb Glenn's not a bad set shooter. Killing their defense, and he was playing good defense. Our help defense was not good. Fair enough. Hey, Alicia. I feel you. Yeah, I just didn't want to go extremes on any negative and say no this, none of that, you know. Yeah, the dunk part, in the first play of the game, that was very disappointing because when we played at Duke last year, that's exactly what they did to us, like over and over and over again. And our help has got to be like our effort on the help got so much better the second half. Our effort on the defensive end, our effort on the help got a lot better. But there was a play in the second half where the rolling big man got the ball and Trey White just slapped at him. Y'all remember when the big man got that dunk by himself and Trey White just slapped at him? Listen, you got to bring him out the fucking game when he gives a listen. I'm sure you've heard it before. It's called Olay defense. When you do Olay defense, again, you don't got to bench him forever. You got to take him out the game and say, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you that much of a coward that you can't get over and get in front of that big man and take a charge? Sit down on the bench. D-Lo, get in there. D-Lo's going to step over and take that charge. That's what I mean when I say IQ. D-Lo is not going to just wave his hand by there. D-Lo's going to get in there and take that charge. D-Lo will put 1 foot in the lane, 1 foot out of the lane. He will chase the guy off the three-point line. He will box out. He will do those things at a high competitive level. When Trey White slaps at that ball, you're basically saying the only thing you really helping us out is something offensively. And it takes you 4, 5, 6 dribbles to score. People, I tell you all the time, why do you think people play 2 and 3 dribbles when they play one-on-one? Because that's all you're going to get in real life. Trey White, I can't stand to see how many dribbles it takes for him to get to the basket. Filipowski took fewer dribbles than Trey White to get to the basket from the three-point line. Pardon my language. Tyler is the effort you need. You can corral his energy and effort. He can learn on the job. But the way he plays defense, the way he hustles, you should be able to deal with some of his mistakes. And I mean, I know coach is doing his long-term development, but I can't live with Brandon losing the ball or getting all these deflections, and then Tyler gets these turnovers and he's on the bench for the next 12, 15 minutes. It's just tough for me to deal with. He dribbles so much because we don't have a lot of movement on the offense. Yeah, we don't have. It's like, you remember when Carly, we used to, like with Coach Matt, we used to run all these pick and rolls. You know what everybody used to say? Carly, dribble, and then go do something. Like, if we had more movement off the ball, Sky Clark would not have to dribble that much. But because we run sets with pro style pro style spacing, but we don't have the same kind of pro threats. It just makes for a lot of dribbling. But listen, if you look up close, he be playing hard, man. He be playing hard. He's up there with Mike James as far as playing hard. But here's the problem. This is why I always go back to the bench because I've watched Sky fight over screens. You know, when he's locked in. I've watched Tyler fight over screens when he's locked in. I've watched Curtis fight over screens. I see Trey get hung up on screens a lot, but here's the problem. Sometimes when they're tired, I see Sky get hung up on screens. I see Mike James get hung up on screens. Like the Mike James minutes. I mean, he had to. Mike James had to have. Mike James had to have played 38 minutes, 37 minutes probably. He had to have played 37 minutes. Let me see. Duke stats, Louisville. Mike James played 37 minutes. Brandon played 37 minutes. Sky played 33. Trey played 31. Tyler played 22, and Caleb Glenn only played 7. Danilo only played 5. You think 5 was too many minutes for Danilo? Man. Sky Clark had 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 13 points. Trey White played 31 minutes, had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 9 points in 31 minutes. Caleb Williams had 2 rebounds and 4 points in 8 less minutes. Tyler should have had about 4 assists. When is the Ellis Miles rebound clinic? Like I said, we do this boxing out thing where you hit them and push them and look over our shoulder, and I'm like, that's not right. That's not right. You gotta hit them and then reverse pivot and back them out with your butt. Oh. Gotta have 2 hands. Free throws, that's still a player thing. Yeah, 2-handed rebounds. Yep. Even when he has the dunks and barely dunks it. That's another one of those I say, okay, yeah, he dunked it, but in the future, when you let him get away with barely jumping to dunk it, unless he just can't jump. But when you let him do just enough and you don't make him take it up strong, it's like you are lowering the standard by letting him get away with that. Mm. 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 Okay, if Manny was available, that's a good sign. Actually, it's a bad sign because he should have played. Goaltending's bad call. Yep, the moving screen's bad call. A lot of. They got a lot of touch fouls on rebounds. You got to do that, man, Brandon. This is a fact. Manny's energy, I know. that part is not fun. Yeah, that like I said, that always hits me in so many ways too. Like that pisses me off 10 different ways. But I have to also be free to let people express themselves and not go on attacks over it. Maybe some people are just using this as a stepping stone. Right. Mm, mm. But again, you have to be in good guarding position. You have to do all the little things right. Then the coach can go crazy on the referees. Yeah. Like I said, if I turn heel, I could quadruple a night in a heartbeat. Appreciate that. Is the feet by itself? Listen, I agree with that. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Thanks for that one. Shout out Brian West. You get the air horn for it. Just surviving. Listen, there is plenty of criticism for Coach Payne. Don't get me confused. There is plenty of criticism, but again, if I watch Nolan get up on the sideline and say, "Hey, watch the cut, Brandon," and then Brandon doesn't watch the cut and he gets it, and he's like, "Damn it, blah blah blah." Okay, that means you scouted it good, you prepared it good, you told him what to look for. He didn't execute. Now, that could be 4 things the player did wrong, and 1 thing the coach did wrong by not benching or not going crazy on him a long time ago. But that's a risk reward you take sometimes, letting a player play through mistakes versus hurting their confidence. I think our coaching staff is too much about confidence. I mean, he's always said it. That's the number one thing to him. But the confidence part, it turns your kids into victims. Because listen, if they know you want them to have confidence, guess what they're always going to do? Whenever they make a mistake, they're going to act like they don't have confidence. Because when you see your players don't have confidence, you start urging them on and, "Oh, come on, you can do it, Johnny. You can do it." But you're turning Johnny into a loser and when you don't bench him. You're trying to develop confidence by sitting there cheering him on, but you're really turning into a loser by not punishing him for mistakes. My problem is now, it looked like the same thing last year when you didn't take Sidney Curry out when he was fucking up, when you didn't take L. Ellis out, when you knew he was dogging it on those screens. You knew he was dogging it on those screens. Now, I thought Jalen played undisciplined, but I thought he still played hard. But I'm telling you, Sidney was dogging it. L. Ellis was dogging it. And you just said they're going to be the leaders no matter what. And, I kind of gave you a pass because I'm like, okay, these guys did stick to a lot. Next year you're not gonna give these guys passes like that. And the frustrating part is, I think he's giving Brandon and Trey, somebody else. I thought Sky early, but not now. You gave Sky some passes early on. But the problem is you're not giving Tyler those passes. You're not giving Curtis Williams Jr. those passes. You're not giving D-Lo those passes. You're not giving Manny those passes. You got a couple of guys that you think are the most talented, and you're giving them too many passes. trying to get their confidence right, and you're hurting their execution with the constant pats on the back and the urging. But again, that's his philosophy. It's not my philosophy. So be it. If that costs you the job, so be it. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-mm. I need to relax. Because by then, towards the end of the game, he knew the referees knew the spread. He knew the referees were just giving Duke. They were giving Duke their calls to get it towards the spread and get them on out of here. Again, that's something. That's funny. That's something you just got to deal with when you're not executing like you should. We need more talent. I mean, you always need more talent. Just a fact. But again, we have enough athletes to box out better. We have enough athletes to put more pressure on the ball. I swear to God, you start taking people out for getting blown by, I bet the defense changed overnight. Well, not overnight, but within 5 days, a 3-game stretch. If every practice you get blown around, you coming out the game immediately, it'll be a turnaround. Like I said, the catering to the emotional part of that should be over. I mean, you're always going to cater to the emotional part, but you're on the court catering to the emotional part. I think it's kind of making them emotionally weak. Jordan Ness is gonna push me faster to the finish line. Jordan Ness, appreciate you supporting the channel. Hold on. I didn't find it. I didn't find the tweet, but here we go. Good night, Moms Kelly. I feel you. So do I. I'll be doing a pregame show probably about 8:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock. Yeah, I know. There was the 1-1 discrepancy. Gee, Mister, what's good? I can't take the negativity. I feel you. It rarely happened, but it needed to happen sometimes. Okay. Yes. Williams, listen. Williams took, okay, again, sometimes you got young guys that are learning from the guys that Kenny Payne is giving passes to. So if Trey White stays in the game when he's scoring, no matter what, you're turning Curtis Williams Jr. into a player that only worries about scoring. But if Trey White gets blown around and gets taken out the game, guess what Curtis Williams going to do when he come in? Make sure he don't get blown around. They both can shoot. Curtis Williams is a better three-point shooter. Curtis Williams is a better overall player. Trey White has a ton of talent, but he doesn't take care of the ball. Curtis Williams Jr. is a better passer. He feeds the post better. He should get more minutes. And I'm telling you, they're doing a big disservice not letting Curtis Williams Jr. fight for the same amount of minutes. I mean, today he got more minutes. He started. So let me say that. He started, he got more minutes. But I mean, we're 20 games in, you know what I'm saying? He should have got these opportunities a lot sooner. Again, what goes on in practice goes on in practice. You don't know all that behind the scenes. So it's, I know there's 1,000 other factors that go into who plays. Chris, I think he either can't jump or That's a lot of 5 stars end up trying to protect themselves from injury, and they start playing to not get injured, and then they find themselves a 5th-year senior still in college. If you start trying to protect this too early, you fall behind. Y'all remember the kid back in the day who was good in the 8th grade, and instead of working on his game, he just kept on working on the same things, that he should be working on. And, like I said, Brandon's been in a lot of top tier schools where they had 7, 8 D1 players on the schools. So he didn't have to carry the load. Like if Brandon would have went to public school, he would have had to carry the load of his team. He's never been in that position. I mean, you got to think he's in IMT. He's in up Pittsburgh. He's went to all the best schools that had all the best talent. So all he had to do is cruise and get numbers. See, listen, that's what'll piss you off. You're not going to play too many more teams that are talent dominant. So you could lose them all. You could win a big portion of them. It just depends on how tight he is with the players. Don't turn Johnny into a loser. I should use a different name. My boy's Johnny. He's a Bucks fan. I want to call him, but I want to wait till my team gets eliminated so we can be sad together. I mean, he started him one time, and 8 minutes into the game, we were only down 4. So it wasn't like Zan gave up that 3-pointer, but it wasn't like he's just like the reason we're losing. Star systems are rarely good in college, especially. I don't want Donovan doing Olympics. His body can wear down because he's a guard. I want him to dominate the NBA, not the international. Terry's probably pumped. I want to see Manny. But again, like when I see how little Caleb plays and how little Tyler plays, and I'm like, I see how many turnovers Brandon gets, Trey White gets, and again, Manny was healthy for a lot of games and he didn't play a lot. Caleb was healthy for a lot of games and he didn't play a lot. Tyler was healthy for a lot of games and didn't play a lot. So I'm like, even D'Lo, like they bring competitive energy that I need. Dave, at least South Carolina made it better. Dave, everybody hit it with a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Dave. We need some dog energy. Ty is a dog. For sure. Listen, Tyler is a dog. Curtis is a dog. Caleb, actually, I'll say Manny, Caleb, Tyler. Hey man, look. I keep on jumping over Mike James. He goes and gets it, man. He goes and gets it. Now, I wish Mike James. I wish we had a better college type style. I wish we had more of a college style system for Mike James. But he's a dog. Caleb's a dog. Tyler's a dog. I think Sky's a dog too. I think we don't have enough movement in this system for Sky. Like Tyler can make his own way to the basket. You know what I'm saying? I think Sky is a step or two behind Tyler on his ability to to read the defense and find his opening. Yep. Yep. This is a good point. This is a good point. It's like in college basketball, if you're one of the starters and they bring in a walk on, it's easy to blame the walk on. Like these are little games that you can't really see where it's like, okay, which one of us is going to rotate? Like the starter might go, oh man, and kind of point to you. So now the walk on is late running out there and the starter then showed him up. But when you get back in the film room, you're like, no, that was your rotation, and Zan was supposed to take the next rotation. But you in the game, you just see Zan running at a shot late, but it's like that wasn't supposed to be his man from the jump. So there's always a lot of that goes on. Maybe listen, I don't think Karan was a dog. I mean, listen, Nick, why are you saying that? I thought he was a dog too. You saw him in those early games. He looked like he was peeing on himself when he was out there. Listen, if you say Kenny Payne could have brought the dog out of him later, cool, I'll ride with you. But when you saw him in his first two appearances, he looked more nervous than anybody on the team. You got to at least agree with that. Yeah, Lou, I got to agree with you for the wrong reasons. I got to agree with you for the wrong reasons because it's bad. It's bad now, and it's so bad now. And to be getting that level of effort with that kind of talent, you know what I'm saying? And any kind of decent team can just wait for the mistake with us, and it's going to happen. And again, too many teams smile when they're playing them. They're making jokes, they're smiling, they're laughing because they run college systems. College systems help guys get easy buckets. Easy buckets help build confidence. We do not get easy buckets. We do not build confidence. Listen, Nick, if in hindsight, when I go back, I'm going to look at the Fabio and now I'm going to say, Marcus, actually, there's two red flags. There's two red flags that I thought to myself in the beginning, I don't have a pocket. To your point, Nick, there's two red flags that when this experiment is over with, and I think back, I'm gonna say Fabio's defense should have kept him out in the game, and I would keep Fabio on my team. That was one red flag. We could have done something with Fabio. Now I heard behind the scenes Fabio wasn't great to get along with. Okay, cool, but that's what let me let it go. But on the court, Fabio's defense was a Louisville player. His size, length, speed, and defense, he should have been a long-term Louisville player. That was one red flag. The other red flag was when I seen him running sprints one time. There was a minor detail when I saw him running sprints that I didn't like, that are unacceptable in college. And when I saw that, it was like, I tucked it in the back of my mind. And then sometimes when I'm watching the game, I'm like, hey, that's the detail that's coming back to haunt. So though, like the detail on the sprints was a red flag to me, and it shows when I'm watching the game. And the Fabio decision, you know, when we didn't have any other guards and Ellis was showing his ass, you know, doing the woe is me thing. That was the other one. Listen, people, I obviously overstood my welcome because y'all ain't even hitting the like button. Y'all should listen. I deserve more likes than I got tonight. I'm sorry. I guess I'll let y'all down. See you tomorrow.